Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Daisy, and today we're doing, of course, another book video. We are gonna be doing something very exciting, actually. So basically, the other day I was just scrolling on social media and I saw that Penguin, so the publishing company, posted this. Right? So it says, your sun, your moon, your rising, but it's your favorite book, a book that made you cry, and book you always recommend. Go. So basically like the zodiac sign thing, but book edition. And I thought, oh my god, that's such a great idea. So that's what we're gonna do today. I prepared some books, and mind you, it was kind of hard to narrow it down because I don't want this video to be super long, so I had to narrow it down, and I have 4 for each category. So we're gonna go through them, and yeah, gonna be very fun. Hopefully. So we're gonna start off with the sun category, so your favorite book. Now this was actually very hard to narrow down because I have a lot of favorite books, but I picked 4 that are like the best of the best, you know what I mean? So yeah, we're gonna go through them. So I thought it was gonna be like fun to say my zodiac sign in this category as well. I don't know, I just thought it'd be fun, you know, kind of side plot or whatever. So sun, I am of course a Virgo, which I'm not that much into astrology. I don't know, so I don't know exactly what that means, but I think it makes sense. So yeah, okay. So first book in the sun category is The 7-Year Slip. Oh my god, even matches because it's yellow. Let's go. Didn't plan that, but okay. So this is basically a magical realism romance. It's about Clementine, and she essentially goes to her late aunt's apartment, and that apartment happens to be magical because it randomly just travels 7 years in time. So one time she's just going to that apartment and she finds a man there, and she's like, what the hell? What is he doing there? Why is there a man in my apartment? And so yeah, that's how it starts. Obviously it's a romance, so you know what's gonna happen, but oh my god, this book, guys, like it's so good. Like it literally gave me the magical feeling of when I first started reading. I was so hooked, I could not put this down. And also the thing that I really liked about it is there were so many quotes about like grief because, you know, her aunt has passed away recently, and also about like mental health. So that was like one of my favorite parts. I still haven't moved on from that book. I'm still at the restaurant, if you will, which is funny because he is actually a chef, so that's lovely. Yeah, I also think that if you're maybe just getting started with reading, that would be a good one to start with because it's easy to read, but it's also like really good. So yeah, I definitely do recommend it. It's one of my favorite books of all time, and yeah, I just love it so much. Like it is truly amazing. So yeah, that's the first one. I turned on the light because it was kind of dark. I think that's better. I don't know. Yeah, anywho, now the second book on our list is Beach Read by Emily Henry. Now this is also a special edition. Look how gorgeous. I have to brag about it because it's so cool, and I needed to have the special edition since it's one of my favorite books ever. So yeah, it's a great summer read, a beach read, if you will. This is about Gus and January. So January recently lost her dad, and she goes to his like summer house. I think it's by the lake, maybe? Yeah, I think a lake. She goes there, and she gets there. She realizes that her neighbor is her old rival slash enemy, Gus. So she's not very happy about that, but once they start talking, they realize that they both have this kind of writer's block at the moment because they're both writers. And so they have this kind of arrangement to, for the summer, have like a challenge, switch their genre. So basically, January writes like romance, and Gus, I think, like, was it just literary fiction or was it like sci-fi? I think it was just literary fiction. I'm not sure though. So they decide to switch genres, so, you know, to kind of help each other get out of the writer's block. And so yeah, honestly, I love books about bookish people, and that was definitely that. And also the thing that I loved is they take each other on these little dates to like help each other with experiencing things that will help them write their books. So yeah, I love this book genuinely. I don't know exactly like why I loved it so fucking much, but it is genuinely so good. Like, wow. When the world felt dark and scary, love could whisk you off to go dancing. Laughter could take some of the pain away. Beauty could punch holes in your fear. It says on the back. I didn't just make it up. But yeah, so this genuinely also one of my favorite books ever. I love it so much, and please read it. And also now is a good time because it's very summery. So yeah, Beach Read by Emily Henry. Love it. Yeah, now we have Reckless by Elsie Silver. Now this is actually the 4th, I think, book in the Chestnut Spring series, but this one is absolutely my favorite. This is not even 5 stars, this is 6 stars. Basically, okay, I was doing research and like had to kind of remind myself what exactly this book is about, and when I read the back I was like, okay, if I just read that, I don't know if I would be that interested in it, but it genuinely is like one of my favorite books ever. So this is about Winter and Theo, and oh my god, I love them so much. So basically, Winter is kind of getting out of her toxic marriage, and she's wanting to get a divorce. Because of that, she's sworn off man, and she hates them. Then she runs into Theo, right? And they spend one night together, and because of that there's this actually huge misunderstanding which makes her hate his guts. They also become neighbors, which she's obviously ecstatic about. But yeah, they eventually figure it out. It's also accidental pregnancy, which, listen, as I said, like if I read just the back of it, I would be like, I don't know. But trust me, I don't like accidental pregnancy trope, but this one was done so well. Like, I genuinely loved it so much. And I think actually the thing that I like the most about this book is the characters, because Winter is literally telling me I related to her so much, and Theo is literally my favorite book boyfriend ever. Like, he is literally the definition of a golden retriever. Like, he literally barked at her. Which, okay, when I say it, that sounds weird, but trust me, it's endearing when you read it. So yeah, he's not a weirdo. I mean, he's a fun weirdo, but I love Theo so much. I love Winter, I love them. And their daughter, what was her name? I forgot her name, that's not good. Vivian. I think Vivian. So she was also very cute. Like, I usually don't really fuck with children, but she was so sweet. I genuinely loved it. Guys, watch your fucking tongue when you're talking to the mother of my child. Mic drop. I love this book so much. Like, I literally finished it and it's like 500 pages. You know when it's good when you wish it was even longer. So yeah, I definitely recommend the whole series, but Reckless specifically is my favorite. So you don't have to read it in order technically, but like I would recommend you do so, because you know, then you get the full experience and you see the whole found family and stuff. So yeah, Reckless by Elsie Silver, love it. Okay, now the last book in the Sun category is The Right Move by Liz Forty. This is the part of the Windy City series, which is actually right here. I'm not done with it yet, but so far this one is definitely my favorite. So it's about Windy and Ryan, and basically Windy just got out of a not very good relationship and she kind of has nowhere to stay. So her best friend Stevie, who the first book in the series is about, she offers that she can stay with her brother, you know, because he has a big apartment, he's kind of lonely. And at first Ryan was like, girl, what? But then eventually he agrees. So we have roommates trope, we also have fake dating, which is one of my favorite tropes ever. So, you know, all that good stuff. This is also sports romance. So Ryan is like a very famous basketball player, and Indy, I loved Indy so much. Like, I do kind of see myself in her as well. And she is also a book girly, which was so fun. Yeah, it was genuinely so good. Also the cover is gorgeous. But the thing that I loved as well is that Ryan Shea is literally the king of acts of service. Like, acts of service king. The little things, little and big things he does for her on like daily basis, I'm like, wow, I love that man. And I don't say that often about men, but I love this one. So yeah, I do definitely recommend read the whole series because they're all very good, but this one is my favorite and it's the second one. So yeah, The Right Move by Liz 40. So good. Okay, now we're moving on to the Moon category. So we have books that made you cry. Now here's the thing, I am a very emotional person, but for some reason I don't cry while reading that often, which is kind of strange. Like, I don't know why that is, because I often cry, but like not so often while reading. So I don't know what that's about, but these are some books that I did shed a few tears to. A few, or maybe a lot actually, depends. But first, zodiac sign time. So in Moon I am a Scorpio, which I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means when it's in Moon, but that's just what I am. So here you go. Anyway, the first book that made me cry is Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. So this is basically about Macy and Elliot, and they are childhood friends, the strangers to lovers. So basically they met when they were little. Back then they were hanging out in their summer houses and they had such a wholesome friendship. Like, they were like reading together and they had this thing where they shared their favorite words because they're both very like into like reading and words and all that. Later, as they grew up, it turned into something more, but then they stopped speaking because something happened and you don't know what happens. It is then and now timeline, and in the past you see them hanging out as children in their summer houses. In the present you see how they run into each other again and how that's going. So yeah, I did really like it. And the thing that mostly made me cry is the thing that happened at the end. Like, I was like, oh my god, because there was one thing and there was another thing. I was like, oh my god, that was actually really emotional. So the thing that happened in the past, yeah, it did really make me emotional, and I shed a few tears. In general, this book is very wholesome and very sweet, so I do definitely recommend it. It's very good. If you read Every Summer After by Carly Fortune, this is very similar to that, so if you like that one, you should read this one one because you're probably gonna love it. It's truly amazing, and this cover, love it. I also have the like OG one. I don't want to get up and get it, but trust me, it's right there, like the orange one. Maybe I'm gonna put it on the screen. So yeah, that's the first book that made me cry. Okay, now next book that made me cry, I read it a long time ago, so I don't remember that much about it. I had to like look up what it's about because I genuinely forgot, but I remember I did cry while reading it, and it's Hopeless by Colleen Hoover. Now okay, this cover is not great. Now they have new ones, but I bought it when this one was the only one available. So yeah, we have Hopeless. It's basically, so it's about Sky, and she has been homeschooled for I think her whole school years, but then for I think her senior year she wants to go to in-person high school to, you know, kind of get the high school experience. And in the high school on their first day, I think she meets Dean, who is kind of like the bad boy. Definitely catches her interest, and also there are some secrets between them that you eventually figure out. I had my theories about it, and I did guess it, but it's still a fun part to like kind of like a little like mysterious situation, like what's going on, you know. Honestly, this book was very emotional in general, but the thing that like the reveal we got, like what happened to Sky, that was genuinely devastating. Not even sad, devastating. So I definitely was crying while reading it. It is actually very heavy. They said it's young adult, but it's honestly, I don't know, it's like really heavy. So maybe check trigger warnings, although it does kind of spoil. But like if you're sensitive about some topics, you should probably check them because it was genuinely very heavy and very sad. But it did, I think it did have a happy ending, if I recall correctly. No, I think it did. There's also another one which I haven't read yet, but it's basically this same story but for Dean's POV. I read it like 4 years ago, so I don't know if I would still enjoy it after so long, but I should read it. Like I should have read it like right after that, or maybe or like somewhere near that time, but I didn't. So I don't know, maybe I want to read it one day, maybe not, I don't know. But yeah, hopefully. I definitely recommend it. It's very heavy, but I did love it. So yeah, next we have, oh my god, the Boys of Tommen series. I'm talking about this whole series because in each and every single one of these books I did cry, but I'm holding up the first one, which is Binding 13. Oh my god, this is literally my god tier series, my favorite series ever, but it's so emotional and so heavy, and there's so many heavy topics. It's basically about a friend group. The first one is about Johnny and Shannon. Like all of the characters did get a book or will get a book, so you really get attached to every single one of them and you care about them so much, but they go through so many genuinely devastating things. Like with this one, Shannon comes from an abusive household. She also got bullied in her old school, so she had to switch to the Tommen college, and that's when she meets Johnny. And genuinely their relationship is just like so sweet. I love them so much. They are my babies. I will defend them with my dying breath, okay? As heavy and as emotional it is one of my favorite series ever, so I definitely recommend it. And if you don't like it, there might be something wrong with you, because this is genuinely like so good. Like some books I'm like, I like the book, but I can see why someone else wouldn't. But with this one, I genuinely cannot see how someone would not like it. So, and also with each of the book, like I felt this one was devastating, but it just gets sadder and sadder with every single one. Like the last one, which was Releasing 10, that was literally the most devastating book I read in my entire life, but I loved it. So I don't know what that says about me or that book or whatever. But yeah, this series, god tier. I love it so much. Please read it. It's genuinely so good, and it made me cry multiple times throughout the series. So I love Johnny and Shannon so much, and also Joey and Aoife, and Gibbsy and Claire, and Lizzie and Hugh, and we're also gonna get Katie and Philly. So yeah, this series, oh my god, you probably heard about it, but if you didn't, please read it because it's genuinely amazing. Like it's so long and the writing is like so small. I genuinely wish it was even longer. So yeah, I love it. So good. The next, and this was actually I think the first book that I ever cried to, which is It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. Now I read it like 5 years ago, I think, so a long time ago. I remember it being very emotional. So it's basically about Lily. This has very heavy topics of domestic abuse, so if you don't want to read about it, please like don't read it, because that's like the main point is Lily's story of her dealing with like domestic abuse, and honestly like the whole cycle of it that not only she experienced but also saw it in her family. So yeah, but it is technically a romance, although I don't know if I really even want to call it that, because it's more so about just Lily's story. She's currently in a relationship which is abusive with Ryle, but also she runs into her first love, Atlas, who she was with when she was younger. And I love Atlas so much, of course, but so it is marketed as a romance, but it is about Lily and her story, and you know, her going with all the struggles and eventually breaking the cycles of abuse, which was honestly very empowering at the end. So so I did really like it, but oh my god, it was so emotional. And actually, I'm gonna read you the quote that really like made me sob my eyes out. Like I read it and I was sobbing so hard. "In future, if by some miracle you ever find yourself in position to fall in love again, fall in love with me. You're still my favorite person, Lily, always will be." Oh my god, like genuinely, that made me, I cried at this quote, not even one time, multiple times, because oh my god. So yeah, this was very emotional, very heavy, but I did really like it. And also, I love Atlas so much. He was just so caring about Lily, and obviously, as I said, I love Lily. So yeah, this is very good. Like, okay, I know some people don't really fuck with Colleen Hoover, but this book, I think genuinely is really good. So yeah, you do what that information what you will, but that did definitely make me cry. Not even cry, sob, okay? I was sobbing. So, okay, now we're moving on to the last category, which is Rising. So, books you will always recommend. Now, okay, zodiac sign time. Rising, I am unfortunately a Taurus. I say unfortunately because it's really my least favorite zodiac sign. Like, I had some not very great experiences with those. But like, no shade, no tea. If you're a Taurus, I respect you. It's just that, you know, my personal experiences in the past made me kind of like, oh, I don't know about that. So yeah. Now this again was very hard to narrow down because there are so many books that I want to recommend. But I picked like 4, which was very hard, but gonna tell you about them. So first of all, we have The Deal by Elle Kennedy. Now this is the old covers and they're frankly kind of ugly. Now they have the like pretty cartoon ones, but I have these OG ones, which is cool, I guess, but like they're kind of ugly. So anyway, but the content inside is not. So this is about Hannah and Garrett. Garrett is a hockey player and Hannah is kind of like a smart, more like quiet girl, and they make a deal because Garrett needs help with a class he's taking, which Hannah happens to be very good at, and Hannah wants to get attention of this boy that she likes, and they make the deal to fake date a little to help each other with these things. So she basically tutors him and he pretends to be her boyfriend to get the guy's attention. I don't even know what the guy's name was, but honestly it doesn't matter. They at first form such a like cute friendship, which I loved so much. Like Garrett honestly seems like very womanizer a little bit and like a bad boy, but with Hannah he is genuinely so sweet and she does turn him into a lover boy. So I definitely loved both Hannah and Garrett. They were so sweet together. Honestly, I would also say this is good for beginners if you're just starting to read romance or just read in general, because it's very easy to read and I read it pretty quick. So yeah, I definitely recommend it. And also now there's a TV show about it which just came out, I think, on Amazon Prime, so I'm gonna have to watch it because I genuinely love this book so much. As I said, I love Hannah and Garrett, and it's also the first in the series, the off-campus series, but I think it's my favorite. Both I liked The Go, which was the 4th one. So yeah, but this one is my favorite, so that's why I'm recommending it to you. But I would honestly recommend the whole series. And as I said, it's good for beginners. And yeah, I just love it. So, The Deal by Elle Kennedy. Yes. And next we have kind of a different vibe because we have a thriller. And I think it might have been the first thriller that I ever read. I'm not sure. It might have been. But we have The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. I don't really know how to say that, but so this is about this woman. I think, what was her name? Alicia. Right. So one time she shoots her husband 5,000 head and then proceeds to never speak again. Obviously that forms kind of like an investigation, a mystery of why the fuck she did that, right? So then she is in this kind of like psych ward, and Theo, the psychotherapist, goes to work with her and kind of try to figure out why she did what she did and like solve the mystery of what actually happened that night. So yeah, I think I read it in a day because it was so good. And the plot twist, guys, no, the plot twist was actually like the craziest thing I ever read. I was not expecting that at all. Like my jaw was on the floor. If you want a book with a really crazy plot twist, you should definitely read it because it was crazy. But like the whole story was very interesting. So yeah, I definitely recommend it. Like this is one of my favorite thrillers of all time. So yeah, The Silent Patient. But oh my god, the cover is kind of creepy. Like, I don't know, that's kind of unsettling, but okay, I do recommend it. So yeah, this book, I actually just finished rereading it, and it's Daisy Jones and the Six. Oh my god, this book is so good. So basically, it's about Daisy Jones and the Six, this band. They were like rock stars in the 60s/70s. It's basically in like an interview style. In current day, someone is doing an interview with them, and basically they're telling their story of like what happened with them and how they became famous in the 70s. And oh my god, it was so good. I literally, the first time I read it, I had to look up up if this band is actually fictional, because I could not believe it. Like, these characters felt so real. It's set in California, mostly in the 70s, which was also very cool to see. And they also had we had descriptions of the outfits they were wearing, which was very rockstar 70s vibe, which was amazing. Also loved like the scenes of where they were recording the albums and coming up with the songs. That was very fun. And actually at the end we got like the lyrics of the song, which was very, very cool. I did actually cry reading them, so you know, definitely was very good. So yeah, this is genuinely so good. And also, I was rereading it and we got like a reveal at the end that I totally forgot about, but I was like, oh my god, totally forgot that happened. But that's so cool, honestly. So yeah, this is not romance, this is just fiction, but genuinely one of my favorite books ever. As I reread it recently, my rating only went up. So yeah, I definitely do recommend it, truly. It's so good, and I think everyone should read it. Like, honestly, no matter what genre you read, I feel like you could enjoy it. So yeah, Daisy Jones and the Six. So fucking good, genuinely. Now we have the last book of the video, the last book in the rising category, but also in general we have A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Now this is the first book in a trilogy, but I think this one is my favorite and I will always recommend it. Like, this is one of my favorite series of all time as well, in the mystery category. So it's about Pip, and as her final school project, she chooses to solve a murder that happened like a long time ago in her town. And basically, I think, because I read it a long time ago, so my memory's kind of, you know, not the best, but if I recall correctly, they had like a suspect, like, who murdered the girl, what's her name? Andy. But Pip was like, okay, I don't think that's what happened actually, so I'm gonna investigate and find out what actually happened, because she doesn't believe what other people believe. So yeah, what was very fun is we see her trying to figure it out and also going around people's houses and interrogating them. And she does that with help of Ravi, who honestly I did not remember that part, but Ravi is the brother of the guy who people suspect killed the girl, which I think that's why he was helping her, because I did not remember the fact that he was actually his brother, but that's the case. So like, the main point is obviously the investigation that they're doing, but I love the subplot of romance. Like, honestly, I was so invested in both like plots going on. They are truly like one of my favorite book couples, which wasn't even the main point, so yeah, that tells you a lot. But this book, I read it in a day, and it's not that short, it's kind of long actually. I think it's like almost 400, so that's crazy. I read it in a day, like, long time ago, but I kind of want to reread it actually, because since my memory is not very good, I feel like I would still get kind of surprised by some things. But yeah, I definitely recommend it to everybody, and it's also YA, so if you're younger you can also read it. It is like kind of thrillery mystery, but it's not that like scary and graphic, so I honestly loved everything about it, so I definitely do recommend. And it's the first one in the series. There are two more, which is what they're called, Good Girl, Bad Blood, and fuck, what's the last one called? As Good as That, which honestly the last one wasn't my favorite, but I still really enjoyed it. So yeah, but this one was definitely my favorite. So yeah, that brings us to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. It was actually very fun, and that idea was very fun. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and if you want to see more of me, you can like, subscribe, maybe even leave a comment, to all of that. And yeah, I am trying to upload every single week, so if you decide to come back, I will see you later in another one of my videos in the future. Maybe you can check the ones that I already posted. And yeah, thank you for hanging out. I had so much fun. I hope you did too. I guess I will see you another time. Bye, love you.